from Clovis, California, Bryson DeChambeau.
Somewhere in his DNA, there's that passion to perform at the highest level and not accept anything else. He wanted to win everything, and he was not content.
This isn't about him being, I want to be a great player and I want to make a living on tour. That's not what he wants. He wants to be number one. I want to be the best.
Sitting in the car and he looked at me and goes, "Dad?" I said, "Yeah," and he goes, "I think I can change the game."
Bryson DeChambeau is a lunatic, a mad scientist, a compulsive perfectionist, an artist, the most interesting man in golf. He's just different.
But ultimately Einstein was different, right? In the beginning. When they all found out that his theories were correct, they called him the smartest person in the world.
Golf is in the DeChambeau blood. Bryson's dad, John, is a former pro and for many years one of the best amateurs in California. He introduced the game early.
Take him in his car seat, find a nice shady tree, put him underneath that, give him a bottle and a binky, and I would hit balls for as long as I could keep him quiet on the driving range.
It wasn't long before the kid was a junior golf phenom, memorably putting on a show for 3,000 spectators and a couple dozen tour pros at the Save March Shootout.
How old are you?
11.
What's your handicap?
9.
One of those moments where you go, okay, this kid has no fear out there.
Wearing his now trademark Hogan-style cap, DeChambeau became a perennial champion of Fresno's prestigious Len Ross tournament and just about every other event he played in. But that wasn't satisfying enough.
He would go out and practice for hours upon hours. He'd push himself to the limit where everybody was like, "Whoa, take it easy on yourself just a little bit. It's just a game. You're going to get better. You're just a kid."
Times where I could have gone out to social events or done fun things, parties and whatnot, but I kept myself on the straight and narrow path of wanting to be the best golfer in the world, and that's what drove me.
On a mission to become the best ball striker in the sport, DeChambeau decided to completely change his winning swing during his junior year of high school, at one point lowering his hands below his knees before a chiropractor talked him out of it.
It was petrifying. I mean, I would walk back into the house just disturbed because he was doing things that nobody else had ever done. I'd never seen, I've been around golf, for 35 plus years, and I've never seen anybody try to do the things that Bryson has done.
We're not sure if he's going to be able to, he's going to just mentally explode or implode because he wants everything to be so, he's just such a perfectionist.
Yeah, I want it to be as close as possible.
DeChambeau tinkered and tested and read, ultimately finding inspiration in a book called The Golfing Machine. It breaks down the physics of 144 variations of a golf swing.
It's kind of like a recipe book, and I made this nice chocolate cake, I guess you could say. Some people have strawberry cakes, cheesecake, different things, it doesn't really matter. You can swing it a bunch of different ways, but ultimately it comes down to it being a cake, and I just made my own. Except
you've never tasted this kind of chocolate. Most golfers double shift while swinging. DeChambeau's is a zero shifting motion. The club stays on the same plane, takeoff to backswing to downswing to follow through. Are there any other players on tour who swing the way he does now?
No, there's nobody in the world that does what he does. That's it.
In order to reproduce that swing to a tee, no matter what club was in his hand, DeChambeau had special irons made, all the exact same length and weight.
Building these sets of golf clubs to get something special and something that works, it's been a circus ride. Tried to talk him out of it, never could. He found a path that he wanted to be on, and he stuck to it.
His quest was not to make it harder. His quest was to make his golf swing, or the ability to master his golf swing, easier.
The swing works. But in athletics, there are not just physical advantages to be gained. DeChambeau moves quicker from shot to shot than anyone to make his playing partner feel like they're constantly behind. And those irons don't display your typical 5, 7, 9, instead labeled by degree, so nobody knows what club he's hitting.
Just to mess with people. I just love messing with people.
DeChambeau also taught himself calligraphy, right-handed, left-handed, and backwards. He can say the alphabet backwards, memorizes things for fun, and does stippling drawings.
Doing different things with my fine motor skills in a different way, really trying to maximize my brain's power.
Perfect distance.
Next to the driving range at Madera's Dragonfly Golf Club, hidden in an oversized tent, there's a golf laboratory. Nearby, a 22-year-old. He might be crazy, but he might be revolutionary. So watch closely. Bryson DeChambeau might just change the game.